welcome to Comedian Field in Holliston, Massachusetts on Thursday, November 23rd for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2017, found only on HCAT TV. Today, the Panthers host the Westwood Wolverines on Thanksgiving Day for the 45th straight year. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is the color man who loves his Turkey Day football, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, these two teams need no introduction. It's Hatfields versus McCoys when these two longtime rivals meet. What can we expect in this rematch today?
Well, you know, Tom, the first game they played this year, Holliston really kind of had their way with Westwood, but I'm not so sure it's going to happen that way the Thanksgiving Day. You know, we see this a lot on Thanksgiving Day where Westwood comes out and they really play hard, or Holliston, if they've had maybe a little down year, they really play hard. These guys are really going to go at it today, so I'm hoping to see a close game and an exciting game, but I'm also hoping for Holliston win. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And on top of that, it's also Senior Day here for the 16 Panther seniors on the Holliston Panther football team. So the team is lined up, and we're going to introduce all the seniors, senior football players.
As I call out the names of each senior and their family, please show them just how much they mean to us with your applause. The cheerleaders: Emily McConnell, parents Tom and Dee Dee, sister Jordan. Sierra Walsh, parents Paul and Christine, sisters Caitlin and Kelly. Bridget Lombardi, parents Mark and Kate, siblings Joe and Ava. Kristen Balowitz, parents Greg and Kelly, siblings Kevin and Kara. And now the football players. Ben Thomas, Father Rick, Sister Amanda. Ryan Benko, parents John and Kim, sister Kayla, grandmother Judy. Alex Kelly, parents Patrick and Lisa, sister Michaela, grandmother Ada, grandfather Richard. Will Solorier, Father Chris, Sister Christina. Riley McGettigan. Parents Patrick and Rhonda. Sisters Jessica and Courtney. Ben Wolf, mother Marnie. John Canal, parents Chris and Linda, sister Jenna. Brad Seymour, parents Tom and Elisa, brother Rob and Jack, grandmother Barbara, Aunt Ann. Kevin Quinn, parents Kevin and Tara, siblings Patrick, Danny, Josie, Tommy, and Nani. Jake Armstrong, parents Mark and Linda. Mikey Nash, parents Dan and Kathy. Cam Lamont, father Tom, siblings Chris, Caleb, Cole, and Callie. Jack Larch, parents Dan and Kathleen, siblings Katie, Isabel, and Nicholas, and grandparents. Matt O'Connell, parents Kevin and Joanne, brother Christopher. Jack Randlett, parents Dave and Jerry, sister Katie. Evan Resendez. Parents, Andy and Wendy.
So congratulations to the Holliston Panther football and cheerleader seniors here on a beautiful Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there in Panther Nation. Glad you're along for the ride here on HCAT Live on Facebook. Great job by Carlos Canto doing the announcing here at Comedian Field.
Yeah, nice job by Carlos, and taking over for Andy Porter. Andy's done this for years and years, and he's not here today. And I want to wish him and his family a happy Thanksgiving. So, Andy, we miss you. We wish you were here. But Carlos did a great job, and now the teams come out. And Tom, now we get down to some football, and Thanksgiving is all about football, and this is where it starts right here.
Panthers come into this game with a record of 4 wins and 5 losses, averaging 19 points a game on the offense. Their head coach, Todd Kiley's in his 15th season with the Panthers. His record, 128 wins against 42 losses. The Westwood Wolverines, 3-7, coming into this game, averaging 15 points a game on offense. Their head coach, Brad Pendell, in his first season with the Wolverines.
Well, Brad had kind of a rough season, first season with them, and not really sure what's going on over there. But I'll tell you what, I don't think it really matters. When you're talking to a lot of people like we are now, we're talking all over the world with this streaming video, and you hate to say all these cliches and everything, but it really is so true. When you get, especially for these seniors, when this is your last shot, and also for some of the younger kids, the sophomores and freshmen who are looking to add to their resume for next year, this is a big game. This is a game that it's really important to a lot of people. The other thing is Thanksgiving. All the friends are back, families are back. When one of the things I noticed when they had the senior thing, Tom, is that they a lot of grandparents are here and everything. So everyone wants to play very well in front of their family and friends too. So you can take the records, and I know it's a cliche, take the records and throw them out. This is a game that both these teams really want very, very badly.
We really got that sense of family during the senior day, as you mentioned, Jay. And Coach Kiley says it to us all the time. What makes the program so successful? And he's always like, it's the family, great kids and great families, because that's what it takes to build an entire program. And you really got that sense of family support there. You can see all the parents hugging all the coaches and stuff here before the game. Definitely an emotional one and a beautiful sunny day. How could you not be excited for football here for the Panthers?
Look, football is one of those sports. For those of us who have played it and lucky enough to play it, it's that one sport that really brings the camaraderie together, the team. You remember your football. You play a lot of sports, but you remember football, and it's a big thing. And, of course, Thanksgiving Day, I think, is the best holiday of the year anyway. So you combine the two of them, and it's perfect. Now you get this beautiful weather, beautiful day, and, time to play some football. What do you think?
I think so. We've listened to Kenny Chesney's best song ever, The Boys of Fall. We were talking off the air before about Jerry Callahan's article in the Boston Herald about your high school senior playing his last football game ever. For many of these guys, the last time to put the chin strap on and buckle it up. And, so it's a special day here at Comedian Field. Seniors out, captains actually out for the coin toss. Number 72, Scott Elliott. Number 4, Ryan Benko. Number 8, Brad Seymour. Number 53, Alex Kelly. Number 6, Kevin Quinn. Number 5, Jake Armstrong. Number 34, Ben Thomas. Number 54, Will Solorier.
I see Ben Thomas is dressed. I wonder if he's going to get in today, and it's really been so tough for him. I know what it's like. It happened to me my senior year too. I missed 6 games, and you're out of football, and you wait your whole life to get up to this, your whole young life, obviously, to get up to this, and that gets kind of taken away from you. It really is. It's not too much fun, but hopefully, maybe Ben can get into it. That'd be awesome.
Westwood will receive
the Panthers are going to kick the ball to Westwood to start this game. Comedian Field has been very friendly to the Panthers in the last 9 years. They are 43-7, 86 winning percentage here at Comedian Field. We'll hope that hometown luck rubs off on the Panthers today here on a beautiful Thanksgiving Day morning. So we got all the ingredients, Jay. Red Sea, pep band, full stands, family, senior day, Thanksgiving. Ready for some football. Yeah, let's go. And the thing, Tom, now today, I want to see, as I said, the seniors. I'm sure Coach Kiley and Coach Pindell are going to get their seniors in. That's one of the things that's really important for today. But both these teams really looking for a win to end off their season and end it off in a good way. Holliston last week, Tom, and you'll see this in our halftime show. So the people who are watching on the streaming video, you'll see this in the halftime show. Is that last week, 2 weeks ago, when they played Hanover, they played a great game, both offensively and defensively. And this defense is going to be out here first on the field. Didn't even give up a first down in that game. So looking for a lot from the defense. Number 44, Connor Mulvaney, goes out to the opening kick. On the kick team, Billy Nash, number 2, Mitch Gimblett, number 24, number 28, Jack Randlett, number 9, Ben Wolf, number 6, Kevin Quinn, number 53, Alex Kelly, number 13, Jack Larsh, number 14, Evan Revendez, number 12, Matt Tomaselli. And there's the opening kick, and it is going to bounce out of bounds.
The opening kick goes out of bounds.
Also on the kick team, number 33, McKay Crichton. So such a good kickoff, we're going to get to do it again. Yeah.
Kicking off for the Panthers is number 44, Connor Mulvaney.
Mulvaney going for a short kick there. They want to keep it away from number 22, Jake Antonucci.
Well, he's the guy, and if you've come to any of the Westwood games in the last few years, you recognize that last name, Antonucci.
Jake Antonucci, who has already committed to Providence College with a lacrosse scholarship. Very accomplished athlete. He's got almost 1,100 yards of offense and 15 touchdowns for the Wolverines this season.
And number 35, Dylan Mahoney.
Mulvaney lines it up again for the kick.
This time he punches it to the right side. Bounce picked up at the 25-yard line. And Antonucci able to get his hands on it, and he brings it forward to the 41-yard line where Westwood will start 1st and 10.
And you saw a little bit of Antonucci right there. What he can do, he's very fast, very shifty, got great balance, and he's a really strong runner.
Wolverines, record of 3-7. They are coming off 2 straight wins. They beat Dover Sherburne last week 21-16, and then they beat Sharon 35-10 the week before that. Their quarterback is number 9, Captain Reed Wilson. He's thrown for almost 3,000 yards in his career this year. 104 for 211, 1,328 yards, 11 touchdowns. Pitches it to number 34, Colin Fay. And Colin Fay is across midfield and into Panther territory on the first play of the game.
Well, Westwood did is they sent one player really wide left, and one Holliston man is playing him man-to-man in that side. Then that other side between the tight end and the rest of the sideline out there, there's a lot of room, and Holliston just didn't come across to contain quite well enough.
So a gain of 20 yards for Fay puts the ball at the Panther 38-yard line. Antonucci split wide to the right. Brad Seymour on covering him one-on-one. Wilson hands off. to number 27. That's
Handoff is to
Shamar
number 27,
Hall,
Shamar Hall.
sophomore with 4 touchdowns on the
By number
season.
57, Will
No
Crowley.
gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, David Harding and John Cannell in on that tackle.
Yep, the other starters on the defense today, 57, Will Crowley,
No
53,
gain.
Alex Kelly,
2nd down.
44, Connor Mulvaney, number 32, Dylan Ibbotson, number 24, Mitch Gimlet, number 8, Brad Seymour, number 6, Kevin Quinn, number 5, Jake Armstrong, and number 10, Anthony DeZindelet. 2nd down and 10 for the Wolverines. This time a pitch to Fay.
The pitch is to Colin Fay.
Tackled by
number
53,
5, Jake
Alex
Armstrong.
Kelly.
Number 53, Alex Kelly.
Well, Holliston played that one very well. Jake Armstrong came up.
Yards.
He was he had his man one-on-one, and he came up and was able to turn the ball carrier in to make the tackle.
Third down and 6. Alex Kelly with the tackle. He was leading the Panthers last year with 72 tackles. He's got 61 tackles on the season, leading the Panthers here in 2017.
3rd down.
And Holliston on that far side, Tom's going to have to pull somebody out a little bit up to the outside of that tight end. Otherwise, they're going to get caught in there when the ball, if the ball goes to the left.
Wilson looks left, fires on the slant play. Complete to number 28, John Hannon,
Pass by
a junior with 10
quarterback Reed
catches
Wilson
coming into this
is
game.
Complete.
And the Wolverines move the
To
chains
number
for a
24,
first down at the Panther
Christopher
20-yard line. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Westwood driving the ball, just underway. No score here on Thanksgiving Day. Antonucci split with 3 receivers to Wilson's left. Fay the lone back. Pitch to him going to the right side. Up come the Panthers. And there was a fumble on the play, but they're going to call the ball dead. Armstrong coming up, looks like he tripped him up on that play. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, once again, Mark Armstrong was able. He's covering somebody, and he had to come in and do the contain on that. That's a really tough thing to expect your cornerback or safety to do. You're going to have to, I think, Tom, Holliston's going to have to somehow pull the defender on the end of the line out so they can turn the ball in and let some of the linebackers get to him. But right now, with the spacing that's out there, Westwood has taken advantage of the full width of the field.
And we got a timeout.
Timeout, Westwood.
Westwood on their 2nd down and 8. 7:23 to go in the first quarter. No score here on Thanksgiving Day 2017. But Holliston beat Westwood in week 4 this season, 41-7. So a good game the Panthers had there, running for 254 yards.
And as you said early in the year, Westwood was having some trouble, but the last couple games they were able to pull out wins. So they're looking to make their record a little bit better right now, too.
So 2nd down and 8 for Westwood. Wilson looks left, fires in the end zone, and intended for Antonucci. Good coverage by Seymour. It's incomplete.
Pass is intended for number 22, Jake Antonucci.
So 3rd down and 8.
Well, Seymour and Mitch Gimlet were both out there that time, and that was a pretty tight window that Reed was throwing into. And in fact, I thought maybe Mitch might have had a shot at that ball, but it looked like it was thrown a little bit out of bounds.
Well, Wilson has targeted Antonucci for 38 catches, 762 yards, a 20-yard average. So there's no question about where Westwood wants to go with the ball when they get near the goal line.
3rd down.
3rd down. Of course, this is 4-down territory, so they don't have to make all 8 yards here.
Hannon split to the left for Westwood. 3 receivers to the right, including Antonucci. Wilson goes left on the slant play.
That is great coverage. That is great coverage right there by Jake Armstrong.
Armstrong came up with an immediate tackle on Hannon. He's going to be short of a first down. It's going to be 4th down and 3.
John
they went for that slant play the first time, picked up a first down. Armstrong was right there to defend the play.
Yeah, and when the slant play, when they come across like that, especially when they're the only two on that side of the field, if the defender can cut in front of the receiver on that play, they're going to run a long way back for a touchdown. So it's a very dangerous pass. Of course, Reed completed that one.
And they go to the Wildcat offense with Antonucci in the backfield, and he's in trouble. Chase to the sideline, intercepted by Kevin Quinn, number 6. Well, Antonucci right there, Jay. Westwood tried to change it up. They went to their Wildcat offense on 4th and 3, and he was in trouble. I'm not sure if that was the design pass or not.
I really don't think so, because what happened was he wanted to go to his left, and Holliston came in off the left-hand side, off the offense's left-hand side there, forced him to his right, and then I'm not sure if the safety part of that play was like, if you get in trouble, Antonucci, throw the ball. He did, and Holliston was right there to respond, and now they come back, and there looks like they're going right into their war offense.
Well, our first senior moment for the Panthers is Kevin Quinn comes up with the interception, and Panthers go to war. Henry Naughton in at quarterback, pitches the ball to Jake Armstrong, heads off the left-hand side, crosses the 15 to the 16-yard line, gain of 3, second down and 7.
Matt Berluti and number 18.
Holliston in that Hanover game, Tom. Holliston, that offensive line really took over, and they Holliston was able to control the game, the clock, and everything. And of course, the defense, as I said earlier, gave up no first downs.
Second down and 7. Armstrong on the right, Ibbotson on the left. The pitch is to Seymour, number 8. He picks up 3 yards off the right side, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Starting line up front for the Panthers, 72, Scott Elliott, Will Solorier, Sam Lynch, number 50, Will Crowley, 57, number 59, Ryan Burchard. Your tight ends, number 43, Topher Ryan, and 44, Connor Mulvaney.
Holliston goes into a spread now with Benko in a quarterback.
So in comes number 4. And then Ibbotson, number 32, the tailback. They put Quinn in motion. Benko faced some pressure right away, stepped up, but unable to avoid the sack, and that'll bring up 4th down and force the Panthers to punt.
We've seen a lot of that lately, Tom, where Holliston has they run the war, first and second down, and if they have a long 3rd down, they bring in the spread, which makes a lot of sense. But the one thing is, you kind of don't get in that rhythm as a quarterback. You're not in that rhythm yet. That's your first play you're playing.
Number 4, Ryan Benko.
Benko's punt bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds at the 32. So with 4:19 to go in the first quarter, no score. Westwood will start off 1st and 10 at the Panther 32.
Well, Westwood on their first possession took the ball, drove it down the field a little bit, and Holliston was able to stop them. And now after that punt, Westwood once again has a really great field position here, sitting at the Holliston 32-yard line. It's going to be up to that Holliston defense to keep doing what they were doing. Once again, Tom, you're going to have to cut the corners off, force everything inside, and let your linebackers take over the defensive part of the game here.
Wilson hands off to Fay. Fay forward to the 25-yard line. Gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Always a battle when these two teams meet.
8 yards, 2nd and 2.
This is the 45th meeting of the two teams. Westwood leads the series 28 wins, 15 losses, and a tie.
3:40 left in the first quarter, no score.
Antonucci split to the left. Three receivers to Wilson's left on second down. Handoff is to Hall. Hall's hit by DeZindelet. He's going to be close to a first down.
Handoff is to
It's actually
number
going to be
27,
short, so third down and 1.
Shamar Hall.
Clock running, 3:13 to
Tackled
go
by
in
number
this
10,
first
Anthony
quarter. No
Zoulet.
score.
Well, 3rd and 1, Tom, at this position of the field, the quarterback has the whole playbook. So
Brings up a 3rd and
I'd look
1.
for something as either a pass here maybe or something, because they're going to, 4th and 1, they're going to go for it if they don't make it here.
Three receivers to Wilson's left. Handoff is to Hall. Caught from behind by Ibbotson, and he leaned forward. Depends where his
Handoff
knees
is to
came
Hall.
down, and they mark it.
They're giving
Tackled
first down.
And they are going to give him the
Gibson.
first down. So good stop by the
Gains up for a
Panthers, but
first
just
down.
Hall able to pick up that half yard that he needed. So 1st and 10 at the
1st and 10 at the Holliston
22-yard line. Clock running with 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go in this first quarter. Antonucci heads to the right.
First down.
Wilson hands off to Hall. He's hit right away by
Handoff is to Hall.
Ibbotson
First
and
tripped
Will
up by
Soloria,
Ibbotson.
number 54.
Well,
The gain of
go ahead.
3 yards.
Hall's that big
Second
back.
and
He's the big running back, and they're throwing him right into the line, right at Holliston. And now Holliston has made some adjustments in there, and they're able to control him. Now, once again, though, you got to be very careful about the outside, because they're using both the inside and outside, and they're using both sides of the field too. They don't have just one strong side of this field, so you got to be very careful what's going on out here. You have Antonucci to the far right now. You might want to look in his direction here.
2nd and 7 for Westwood. Handoff to Hall. Ball's on the ground. He's able to pick it up, but he was hit right away by number 53, Captain Alex Kelly. Loss on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd
Tackled by
down
Alex Kelly.
and 11
And
for
once again, Tom, that's what you want to do. You want to let your linebackers. That defensive line is going to keep those blockers off your linebackers. Of course, Alex
brings
Kelly,
up a 3rd
for
and 11.
many years now, he's been one of the great ones for Holliston. He's a very short tackler and strong, and he's fast. And
3rd down.
you get the ball, give him a chance to go after the ball carrier, and you're going to be in good shape.
Antonucci to the right of the formation. Two receivers to both sides for Westwood. Reed looks left. He's in trouble. Lets it go. Caught by number 7, Mark James.
Well, I don't know if it was by design or not, but Mark James just fell down. He was way over on the far side of the left side of the field. He fell down. I don't know if he slipped or if he fell kind of
Tackled by
on
Zoulet.
purpose, but it looked like the timing was perfect after he got up.
Brings
Reed
up
was
a
able to
4th
complete the
and
pass to
4.
him. They love that slant, though, don't they, Tom? They like
do.
coming in and using that slant pass.
4th and 4, but you know what? And we've got a timeout.
And that's the end of the first
That's
quarter.
the end of the first quarter.
With the score,
So the end of the
Holliston
first
0,
quarter, no
Westwood
score here
0.
at Comedian Field, Thanksgiving Day 2017. And it's time for Coach's Corner, brought to you by HollistonFootball.com. All Panthers, all the time. And the Holliston Panther Alumni Player of the Week, Jay, this week.
Was Nick Athey.
Nick Athey has been making headlines at Bentley University. The junior defensive back was named to the New England 10 All-Conference All-Star team. So congratulations to Nick Athey. Also want to give a shout out to the Holliston Panther football team history book, 816 pages of Panther football history, 120 years. I was mentioning this is the 60th year since football since football came back in 1958. First 60th full season the Panthers have played. And we have a great special up on HCAT of the book signing.
Yep.
Ken Dunn, Tom Cato, Todd Kiley, Gary Alger. We were able to interview, and there was a book signing down at Fisk General Store, and those books are still available. Signed books are still available. Call John Paul Trineri down at Fisk. $25 for the book. $5 goes to Holliston Athletic Boosters Association.
Well, you know, you always question me on this. Now I'm going to question you. In the Hanover game, who was the player of the game for Holliston? That's a tough one. Yeah, it is a tough one. I know exactly who it was.
I'm going to say Jake Armstrong.
No, you're wrong. It was the entire defensive team.
Oh, okay.
Fourth down.
So 4th down and 4 for Westwood as they head the other direction, and we start in the second quarter. Wilson's got 2 receivers to both sides. He looks right. Knocked into the air. Nice job by number 54, Will Salorier.
Well, that's what you want to do. And we talk about this a lot, Tom. When you're rushing that quarterback, there's a couple things you want to do. One is to make sure to get your hands up, especially if you can't get to him, get your hands up. That's the first thing you want to do, and that's the first thing Will did there. He was able to get his hand in the passing lane and knock down the pass on a big 4th down. Holliston takes it over. And how many times does this happen where Holliston on the first set of downs hasn't really done anything, and then they've come out in the second set of downs and they feel a little more ready to go, and they take the ball down the field. So let's see if that holds today.
So 1st and 10 from the Panther 15-yard line.
15-yard line.
It looks like they set out their war set right now. So Henry Naughton, number 11, and a quarterback. Ibbotson, the fullback. Armstrong on the right wing. Seymour on the left. This time they hand it off to Armstrong on the jet play.
Oh, what
he stops and cuts back.
Oh.
Finds plenty of room up to the 24-yard line.
Jake did a great job that time. He was going far left, and he was able to plant that left foot and turn. And he watched his blockers, and he watched that line open up the hole, and he was able to get a big first down run off of that.
2nd down and 1. They go to Armstrong again on the pitch play. He's forward to the 30-yard line, and a Panther first down.
You know, Jake Armstrong and Brad Seymour, to me, they're like bookends. They look, you know, they're built like each other. They run like each other, and they're both really strong runners.
Armstrong, left side again. He's got some open room and a first down. Crosses midfield, straight arm, forward to the 30-yard line. And the Panthers are deep into Westwood territory.
30-yard line.
Well, a big hole there on the left-hand side as the Panthers went to the well for the 3rd time to Armstrong. Jake Armstrong coming into this game with 307 yards on the ground.
And Scott Elliott with a nice pancake block there, too.
This time they go to Seymour, the right side. Touchdown, Panthers! Brad Seymour from 30 yards out.
Well, once again, you see a number of those Westwood players, those defensive players, on the ground as Holliston offensive line is really, those last 2 plays, done a great job of blocking for these kids. And I told you earlier, Tom, I think that Seymour and Armstrong, they're going to be missed. And it's like having the same 2 real strong players on either side of that war offense, and they were able to take the ball and drive it for a touchdown.
Connor Mulvaney will attempt the extra point.
Connor Mulvaney lines up for the extra point. The Tomaselli snap, the Benko hold, the ball's up. It is good, and with 10 minutes even left in the first half, the Panthers take the lead 7-0 as Brad Seymour scores his 6th touchdown of the season. A beautiful 30-yarder off the right-hand side. When the Panthers go to war, they go to war, Jay.
Yeah, they do a nice job. And what happens, Tom, is it all starts on war offense, as with any offense. It always starts with that offensive line, and they got some really nice blocks. And on that, I counted 3 pancake blocks. One on the long run, of course, Scott Elliott did on the long Armstrong run, and then 2 more on the Brad Seymour touchdown. Now, you know, they're not just blocking these guys; they're knocking them over. They're knocking them on their back. That's what a pancake block is, when you take your man and knock him over on his back. And that's a big thing. The offensive line coaches love the pancake block. So Holliston did a nice job there. But those 2 runners, they're both very strong. They did a nice job one going left and one going right.
Something apropos about pancakes on Thanksgiving Day morning.
Absolutely.
Well, that revs up this Committee and Field crowd. Mulvaney's kick goes deep, taken by Antonucci back on the 10. And this time
kick is returned by
he's tackled by number 6, Kevin Quinn, as he crosses the 20-yard line.
I mean, we've already talked about a lot about Antonucci, and he's really a great runner. You know, he gets out there on punt returns and kickoff returns. He's really great. But if you come in and you hold your lane on these kickoff teams, these kids go down and they stay where they're supposed to be, then really you can take them out of that kickoff and you can take them right out of it. So it's you know, if you do what your coaches tell you to do, you hold your lanes, and when you get a hold of them, you make that tackle and finish it off, you're really not going to have any problem with him.
So they spot the ball at the Westwood 25-yard line. And we've got a timeout, Westwood, with 9:52 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 7-0. So first down and 10 for Westwood at their own 25-yard line.
First down.
Antonucci split to the left, 3 receivers to Wilson's left, the wide side of the field. Wilson looks left, puts the ball up into double coverage, and knocked away by Seymour. Great job by number 8 and number 11, Henry Naughton, back there as well.
Yeah, I want to talk for a minute about Henry Naughton on that play. What Henry did, Henry's playing a safety, and he's coming over there, and he's got to figure out where that ball's going to go. There's 3 receivers here, 3 defensive backs to cover him, one of which is Henry. And now Henry is a safety, so if that ball gets up and goes deep, he's got to get over there and cover it. He came over and made a nice play there, and Brad Seymour, he almost intercepted the ball. Now Holliston can get a little bit more aggressive and come in and attack Reed at quarterback with a blitz.
Second down and 10, same formation for Westwood. This time they pitch to Fay, and he's tackled right away by number 51, David Harding. Loss on the play, third down and 11 for Westwood.
Tackled immediately by David Harding.
Also in up front for the Panthers, number 66.
Third and 11.
Spencer Fetro up front for Holliston. So we'll try to get you all the new players as they come in off the sidelines. 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Clock running here in the first half. Panthers leading 7-0.
And again, they can get aggressive here, and they can send somebody if they want on a blitz. And here they come. Here they come.
Panthers show blitz. They come. Slant play to Antonucci is complete, tackled immediately by Seymour. That's going to bring up a fourth down and 7.
And that's what happens when you blitz and you get through that offensive line, Tom, and you force the quarterback out of his rhythm, and he has to throw more quickly than he wants to throw. And of course, Antonucci was only able to get a couple yards on the catch, and Holliston made a nice tackle, and now the punt by Westwood.
McQuarrie's kick is up, and boy, it hit a little bit of a wind there. Now it takes a Westwood bounce as it hit at midfield. It's going to come to a rest at the Holliston 40-yard line. So 8:15 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 7-0. They'll have the ball first and 10 at their own 40.
And that defense now is really turning it up, and they're playing like they did against Hanover. And, you know, that's the thing with, you know, when you come out and you pass a team like Westwood, and you're basically, I kind of think, more of a running team. I know Reed has a lot of yardage and passing it over his career, but you're kind of a running team. And you throw that pass in that first down, and it doesn't connect. Well, now you're kind of stuck. And then you go into second down. Okay, now I'm going to run the ball. Now you lose a yard. Now you're forced into it. And that's what Holliston wants to do, is they want to make this Westwood team one-dimensional.
First down.
Benko out at quarterback in the War offense. Pitches at numbers 27, Tristan Benson. Tristan Benson for a gain of 5.
And for those who don't know Tristan Benson, if you're watching us for the first time today, Tristan's a freshman, strong runner, fast, and one of the way I like to describe is kind of violent the way he runs. He really twists and turns, and tough kid to tackle.
Second down and 5. They go to Benson again, right side.
Oh, your face
fights his way through a tackle and gets free up the right sideline and knocked out of bounds at the Westwood 30-yard line. But we've got a flag on
the flag is going to be 15-yard face mask. From what I saw, at least one of the flags would have been face mask on Tristan Benson.
The run was
Benson coming into this
yards.
game, 33 rushes for 195 yards, a 5.9 average, and 3 touchdowns for the Panthers.
It's holding on Holliston and personal foul face mask on Westwood, so the penalties will offset.
Penalties on both teams.
And we'll do 2nd down and 5 again.
We'll try it all
Second
over
and
again.
5.
But you see what I mean about Tristan now. Tristan Benson, when he can run now, he got grabbed. His face mask got grabbed, and you could see his grab it and took his head around, but he didn't stop running. He kept going, and he's going to be a good one. We're going to see him for next 3 years or so. 7:44 left to go in the first half. Holliston up 7-0 with the ball on a 2nd down and about 5, I guess it is.
And hello to our Facebook Live crowd. We're excited to be being broadcast live from California to Canada here on a beautiful Thanksgiving Day morning. Benko pitches it to Seymour. Seymour just drags a defender with him, and he is going to be just a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, they might give him the first down. Let's see. They
actually they do.
Yeah.
So a good spot by this officiating crew. Is that Bunky?
I don't know if that's his crew or not. Then.
I thought I saw the walrus mustache.
That's not Bunky. No.
It's a lookalike?
Yeah. Bunky wannabe.
And we got a timeout on the field with 7:03 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 7-0. So 1st and 10 from midfield. Pitch to the right side. Seymour tackled, no gain.
Pitch it to Seymour.
2nd down and 10. Your girls soccer all-stars, Alex Pangio, Elizabeth Mackey, and Emily Clapper, Jill Hobson, Tess Powers, and named to the Eastern Mass All-Star team, Alex Pangio and Elizabeth Mackey. And Alex Pangio is actually named to the Eastern Mass All-State team.
Wow.
So
very nice job. Benko in a quarterback now in the War offense.
Armstrong, left side, finds some room. He's got a first down and just keep powering.
Jake Armstrong
following that Will Solorier block. And also John Canal out there in front of the play.
Well, that's why Will Solorier is an all-star. You know, you get out in front of these guys. You don't just block at the point of impact. You also want to get out in front of these guys and knock over some of these linebackers and safeties.
1st and 10 at the Westwood 34-yard line. Seymour off the right side, forward to the 30, gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Now, he got 4 on that, but he probably should have lost the yard. But he, on his own, he was able to make quite a few yards because things got tripped up back in that backfield. And he was able to skip over the player. I think it might have been Ryan Benko, as a matter of fact, who got prematurely tackled there. And he got the ball to Seymour. Seymour was able to make a nice first down run.
So 5:36 to go in this first half. Panthers leading 7-0. Have a 2nd down and 7. Armstrong, jet play, left side, nice move.
What a move.
Puts his shoulder down and is going to be stopped just a yard short of a first down.
Now the interesting thing here is it's going to be 3rd and short. So once again, you can open the playbook, and I know Coach Kyler loves to open up the playbook, but I'm wondering with Benko in here now as the quarterback if they can throw out of this formation.
Actually, it's going to be 3rd down and almost 3 from where they marked the ball. Seymour, right side.
Oh, what a play!
And he keeps his feet and is headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
You had a defensive lineman, big guy. I didn't see which one it was. Hit him. He hit Seymour, and he went down, and Seymour went in for the touchdown. What a great run.
Brad Seymour with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And Jay, it was just the way you said it. Is Seymour got hit very close to the line of scrimmage for a short gain. Looked like he was going to go down, but it was the defender that went down. And Brad's like, I'm still standing. I'm headed in for the end zone.
You know, the
kick is up good. And good by Connor Mulvaney. And so with 5:19 to go in the first half, the Panthers are on the board again and leading Westwood 14-0.
You know, they talk talk about a lot of the great running backs and the great ones of all time, and one of the big things they do is they punish the defensive players who are trying to tackle them. And right there, you saw a perfect example of that, where Brad just came and they just hit, and then the defensive guy went back, and Brad went in for a touchdown.
So Brad Seymour with his 7th touchdown of the season puts the Panthers up 14-0. Brad Seymour coming into this game 875 all-purpose yards on the season for Holliston.
Well, this is going to be an interesting kick here because he's kicking the ball down flat.
They want it to wobble around. Short kick is taken at the 27, but hit right away. Nice job on that coverage. That was number 2, Billy Nash, with the tackle.
Kick is returned by number 24.
You know, one thing, Tom, we talked about going back to the beginning of the broadcast when they showed the all the players coming out and all their families, and one thing that I noticed was a lot of these players, or several of them, their younger brothers are on the team. Now, Mikey Nash is a senior this year, and his younger brother Billy is playing. And there are a couple others, too, and that just shows the strength of the program. You know, parents aren't going to send 2 or 3 kids into the program unless the program is successful and the older kids get a lot out of it. And that's what happens here in Holliston, and that's why these families send 4 or 5 kids in there at a time into play for football for Coach Kiley.
So 1st and 10 for Westwood. They pitch to Colin Fay.
Pitches to number 34,
picked
Colin
up
Fay.
about 5 yards on the right side.
And they finally went back.
2nd down and 5 for
Westwood. They finally there, Tom, went back to what they did very well on their very first possession. When they drove the ball down on the field, they were running the ball a little bit more to the outside, and they kind of got away from that, either running to the inside or throwing the ball. Let's see if they stick with this running to the outside. Now, Holliston really, again, has to come up and contain, turn that player in, and let the Alex Kellys of the world and those guys have at him.
They pitch it to Fay again. Makes a nice move, and he picks up a 1st down at the Westwood 43-yard line.
And I like the offense that Coach Pindell has over there. I mean, I like the formation, the way it starts out. There's a lot of spacing, a lot of open space. So if you've got guys like Antonucci and some of these other really quick, fast guys, it's giving them an opportunity to get into the open field and quickly get by that first line of defense. And you know, that's what Holliston's got to be able to defend that. If they can't, though, there's a lot of field there for these guys to play with.
1st down.
Antonucci is split to the right-hand side.
He's a blitz.
And a double reverse to Antonucci. He's away from one tackler. There's a flag on the play.
Well, Holliston went offside. Holliston blitzed, and they came offsides, I believe. That's what it is. Let's see. Oh, illegal shift by, wow.
Well, the thing I noticed was that the Westwood player that went in motion headed upfield before the snap.
All right.
I wasn't sure if they caught that or not.
Shift on Westwood.
So illegal shift against Westwood will back them up and negate that gain. 3:43 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 14-0 on 2 Brad Seymour touchdowns. I want to get those last 2 All-Stars on the volleyball team. Allie Edwards, Brooke Jeffroy, and Anna Kovia.
Yeah, Brooke Jeffroy. We'll see her when we go inside starting basketball.
Oh, don't get me started. I want football forever, Jay. This is going to be a doubleheader today, right?
Really? Okay. Tell me how this out. I'm going to be watching the second one.
Let's play 2. Who said that? Was it Yogi
Ernie
Berra?
Banks. Ernie
Banks. Let's play 2. So 1st down and 15 for the Wolverines. Wilson going to put it up top, looking into double coverage, though. And staring into the sun was Brad Seymour, and number 11, Henry Naughton, almost got his hands on that ball.
Yeah, once again, nice coverage. You can see how great it is to have a safety who comes over and helps you out, because if he underthrew that ball, Brad Seymour would have gotten it. He overthrew it a little bit, and Henry almost got it. So nice defensive job by those guys. And now, once again, you're putting this Westwood team in a position where they're going to get kind of one-dimensional here. They might run the ball here, but Holliston can take them out of that. you know, they're going to be able to have a long third down.
Number 13, Jack Larsh, coming in at linebacker.
3:36 left to go in the first half. 14-0, Holliston in the lead. This Thanksgiving Day game.
Antonucci to the right with 3 receivers, and Reed Wilson's going to have to call for a timeout.
Yeah, it's the third one right now for Westwood. They only have 2 left, and I don't think Holliston has used any yet. So, and for those of you at halftime, don't go away. We got a nice halftime show up for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the last Hanover game and get to see some highlights.
Second down.
Second down and 15. 3:36 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 14-0 after that Westwood timeout. Wilson looks left. Big rush by Gimblett. Throws it complete to Antonucci, who came back, but he is going to be pushed out of bounds for a loss of 4 or 5.
Complete to Jake Antonucci.
That's what you want to do. You want to come off that side and just come right after the quarterback. Now, we didn't get him, but he took him out of his rhythm, made him step back, and then a couple other guys come in to help out, and he was lucky to throw the ball. He should have thrown the ball away, I mean, because Antonucci, I believe, lost yardage on that play. So it's going to be 3rd and forever here, right? 22? Something like
3rd
that.
and 22. Well, you know, as a quarterback, Jay, you're trying to find a receiver so you don't get called for intentional grounding. Right. But like you said, he should have just put it at Antonucci's feet.
Yeah.
Although you always want to give it, you know, your best player.
You got an Antonucci. That's
you never know, right?
You got an Antonucci. You never know.
So 3rd down and 22 for Westwood. Antonucci's to the right of the formation. Wilson back to pass. Looks across the middle. And we got a flag.
Yeah, they're going to call pass interference.
A little contact
pass from Wilson to
ahead of that pass.
Incomplete. There's flags on the play.
So that'll be pass interference.
That'll be 15, but not an automatic first down, right? Well, let's see. Now the referees are talking about it. Maybe there were 2 flags, 2 different fouls. Another interesting thing on looking back at these Thanksgivings is Tom Cato, who after the 1972 season,
an automatic first down.
He wanted to get a stronger opponent for Thanksgiving, and he chose Westwood back there in 1972.
The ball at the
this is, by the way, Tom, this is automatic first down for Westwood.
So the ball at the 48. But Tom Cato never beat Westwood. He had 2 losses and a tie on Thanksgiving Day against these arch rival Wolverines. So 1st and 10 at the Westwood 48. Handoff to Hall.
Oh, nice.
Hall's
nice
by
work.
Fetro and number 51, Harding.
Nice job by Fetro. He realized that's going to be a timeout. Looks like Holliston's going to call 20-second timeout. 3:04 left to go in the first half. Yeah, that was a really nice job. Fetro, he wasn't moved off the ball at all, and he just threw his blocker to the side and was able to make that tackle.
So it's been a long time rivalry, Panthers and Westwood, but it's been kind of a lopsided one. Even during the Kiley era, Todd Kiley as head coach, only 5-9 against Westwood. Last 20 years, Westwood with 14 wins in those 20 years. And even noting the voice, Andy Porter, only 2-3. There's only one coach with a winning record against Westwood on Thanksgiving Day. Do you know who that is?
Coach Riley?
Yes, Jim Riley from 1990, 91, and 92. He was 2-1 versus Westwood.
Hey, I read the book. 3:04 left to go in the first half. 2nd and 9 for Westwood.
Antonucci split to the right. 2 receivers to both sides of the formation. Panthers show blitz. Handoff to Hall, and he's hit right at midfield.
Another quick timeout by Holliston. You know, Tom, what happened there is that I'm really surprised that Westwood ran the ball up the middle there because both sides were kind of open. I mean, it looked like the way Holliston was playing defense there, that they could have run the ball to the right or to the left, to the outside. And for some reason, they've gotten away from running to the outside where they've been successful. .258 left to go. first half. This is a big third down here for Holliston, big for both teams, because if Holliston can stop them here, they'll get the ball back with somewhere around 2:30,
third down,
maybe a little more left in the first half. Big third down for both teams.
Antonucci stacked as a receiver to the left. Wilson's left.
Here they come. Here they come.
Wilson looks right on the slant play, connects to James, but he is tackled at the 45-yard line. Looks like 3 yards short of a first down.
And I don't know. I think it was Alex Kelly who might have came in there. But what happened was, I guess the ref missed it, but he got his hand, his outside hand was grabbed, and it kind of turned him a little bit, and he wasn't able to get quite to the quarterback as quickly as he wanted to. Now with a 4th and 3, Westwood's got to figure out what they want to do here. And 2:45 left to go, fourth down here. Let's see if they play how they're going to do this. If they're
going to go. Antonucci's going to receive the snap. So now there's 4 receivers to his left.
But they may be doing.
They got sort of a wildcat formation. Westwood loves to fake this play and then punt. Let's see what they do. Antonucci on the draw is caught.
Ball's down.
Tackled by Fetro for a loss. And so the Panthers, Westwood turns it over on down to the Panthers. They'll be 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Westwood is down short of the
that didn't.
line to
there was
gain.
too much of a delay there for Antonucci.
I don't know what that was about.
I guess they were hoping to do a quarterback draw kind of thing, but did not get enough separation. The Panthers were all over that.
And I don't know if the pass, if he was faking the pass or if he was really trying to pass. But the defensive backs did a great job covering, and he had no place to throw the ball, so he just kind of took off the middle. And Fetro was having none of that. He took care of him.
So 2:39 to go in the first half. Panthers leading 14-0. And they start out in the spread offense. Benko at the quarterback spot. Quinn comes in motion. Benko comes back to the right to Jake Armstrong. Armstrong, the nifty move, has a first down and moves the chains at the Westwood 44.
The reception is good for Holliston.
Holliston's going to take a timeout.
Immediate timeout.
Ibbotson steps up to Benko's right on 1st and 10. Benko makes the pass back to Quinn, and wide open is number 2. Touchdown, Panthers!
When he threw that ball, first Benko threw that ball, I said, wow, that's behind the line of scrimmage, and they turned around and threw it. Was that Quinn who threw the touchdown pass
Kevin Quinn,
to Billy
number
Nash?
6. With the 44-yard touchdown pass to number 2, Billy Nash.
All right, I'm chalking that one up to Coach Kiley. That was a well-designed play, thought up, done right at the right time. With 2:20 left in the first half, Holliston's looking to add the extra point, but right now leads 20-0.
Number 44, Connor Mulvaney lines up for the kick. It's up and good.
The kick by Mulvaney is good.
And so the Panthers lead 21-0, 2:20 to go in the first half. Kevin Quinn with his first touchdown pass of the season. A beauty to Billy Nash, his first touchdown catch. And you talked about moving back and forth between between the war offense and the spread offense, Jay, and there was just another little wrinkle as the Panthers showed spread, but really used that little pass out to the left-hand flat behind the line of scrimmage to draw the Westwood up, and Nash was wide open for the catch.
That's exactly what happened. The safety, the corner, who was covering Nash, when he saw the pass, he said, well, this is my completion. I'm going to go up and make the tackle. I'll just release on Nash. That's what he should do. He was doing anything wrong, but the problem was for them was that the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, or he threw the backward pass, and that allowed the ball to be thrown downfield.
Westwood just has to cover up this Mulvaney kick at their own 30. So Kevin Quinn being the all-purpose Swiss Army knife today for the Panthers. Number 6 has an interception, a nice tackle on a kickoff return, and there a nice pass for the touchdown pass, putting the Panthers up 21-0.
And that's the way you want to handle. That's what you want to do. You want to give a little bit of contribution here and there and everywhere. And he's done a nice job, and he's one of those kids that's really just been solid all year long. Really, really good ball player.
So Westwood at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10, 2:16 to go in the first half. They put Antonucci split wide to the right. Hand off to Fay. Oh. Double reverse to Antonucci, and then throws back to Fay.
What a tackle!
Brad Seymour lined him up and put him down.
It's complete to number 35.
Brad Seymour had a man on him blocking him. It was a back who was blocking. Brad just kind of went by him and made that tackle. That's a heck of a tackle on that flea flicker play. Normally that play would go just be a longer pass too. It took a long time to develop for that short of a pass.
2nd down and 1 for Westwood. Wilson fires low. Incomplete. Covering. Good coverage there by Seymour.
Yeah, and because it's incomplete now, Coach Kiley doesn't have to use another timeout. And if Holliston holds him on this play, Westwood might have to punt again. And
brings up 3rd and 1.
Number 13, Jack Larsh comes in. 3rd down and 1. 1:35 to go in the first half. Here comes Antonucci to the left side of the formation. Twin receivers to both sides of Reed Wilson.
Watch Wilson on a run here too.
He doesn't do much with his feet on the offense. Panthers showing blitz. Here they come. Wilson fires. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, now the clock stops, and it's going to be 4th and very short. And now Westwood is kind of put in a tough situation here. They really do have to punt it to get it away. Let's see if they do it now. Or, they could fake the punt, but Holliston's got to be prepared for that. But if they punt this ball, Holliston's going to have about a minute, 25 seconds, minute and 20 seconds left to go. And the way they've been moving the ball, that's going to be enough time for them to score again.
So Nick McQuarrie is quite an accomplished kicker, and he is going to take it on the fake. And let's see if he...
looks like he got the first down.
He needed 1.
You kind of knew that was coming a little bit. Like I said, you really have to watch for that because, where it's...
It looked like Tom Tupa out there.
Forced out of bounds.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the best running punter I've ever heard of.
I got a great one, old Danny White for the Cowboys. He was a quarterback. He could run. He could throw too. Obviously, he's a quarterback.
Somehow I don't think of Cowboys when I think of great football players.
All right, you're fired. 1:22 left to go in the first half.
Good luck today for your Cowboys.
Really good luck.
So 1st and 10 for Westwood at their 43-yard line. Wilson under pressure, and the Panthers get there.
Wilson is sacked in the backfield.
Number 55, John Canal, and number 51, David Harding.
And number 51, John Harding on the sack.
Had a little defensive meeting in the backfield. Loss of 8.
Yeah, and Westwood's going to do nothing to move this, but let this clock run at this point.
Now Westwood's taking a timeout with 56 seconds to go in this first half. Panthers leading 21-0.
8 yards on the play.
I figured they just let the clock run out here, Tom.
This day in Holliston Panther football history, November 23rd, 1972, Jay.
Fans, as a reminder,
Holliston 42, Bellingham 8. On Thanksgiving Day, Holliston won their 20th straight game. 42-8. It was Rick Carpenter's 4-touchdown game, 154 yards rushing, helped the Panthers complete their 2nd straight undefeated season. How about that? But they were not state champions because of their lack of strength of schedule, and that's what led to Westwood being the Holliston's Thanksgiving Day opponent. 2nd and 19. Wilson. Well, Colin Fay had 3 defenders around him, and that ball was just a little low.
Yeah,
3rd down.
Stops the clock with 51 seconds left. Don't forget at halftime, we get the halftime highlight show, so stay with us.
Coach Cato, Tom Cato, would later say that the 1972 was the best team he ever coached and could have beaten anybody if there had been a playoff system in place. The team sent 6 players to Division I college teams, and 4 eventually made it into NFL training camps. So how about
Very
that
impressive.
72 team?
A little Holliston, all that type of talent coming out of this town.
Third down.
Third down and 19 for Westwood. 51 seconds to go in the first half. Wilson under pressure, steps up, delivers a ball intended for Antonucci, but it was into double coverage and overthrown.
Yeah, well, now there's 45 seconds on the clock, and now they're going to have to punt.
Bring up a 4th and 18.
Don't think they have any timeouts left. They do not.
Nicholas McQuarrie deep to punt for Westwood.
So they'll have to be,
for the Panthers, number 5, Jake Armstrong.
Will have to
number
be
8,
extra
Brad
careful
Seymour.
with the ball when they get it back. Jake Armstrong and Brad Seymour drop back for Holliston. McQuarrie's kick is high. Gets caught in the wind.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. Really,
and it takes a Panther bounce.
Wow.
And the net yards on that is going to be about 12 yards.
Bounces out of bounds at the Westwood.
So Holliston's going to have good field position.
47-yard line.
35 seconds left to go in this first half, and Holliston up 21-0 with the
Panthers
ball and a
first and
chance
10.
to make it a bigger deficit.
Now, you'd think in this situation with only 35 seconds left, you got to go for the end zone, but really not,
No, you
Jay.
don't. No, you
just
don't.
need to, if the Panthers can give Benko a little time in the backfield so that the receiver gets a little separation, get him the ball at full speed.
Yeah, and they don't have any timeouts, but don't forget the clock stops on the first down. So if you get, especially if you go downfield, you get time to get down there and gather yourself and then spike the ball if you want to save a timeout. Well, they don't have any timeouts. You want to save the clock.
Empty backfield for the Panthers. Quinn's going to make his way to the right-hand side. 4 receivers head out into the coverage. Antonucci unable to corral that one. Incomplete on first down, second down and 10.
Well, that's the other side of the equation. You've got to be careful you don't get that ball up. And, Antonucci, if he catches that ball, he might have been gone.
There were 4 receivers over that side, but then also probably 6 defenders.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're only going to be rushing 3, so they're going to have a lot of guys back there, and that's where you, like I've always said, a lot of times you can throw like a screen pass and let those guys kind of come in. Maybe the second level guys come in too, and if you beat them, then you got only 4 guys to beat.
Yeah, Ibbotson in the backfield to Benko's left. And Benko in trouble, unable to get away, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Yeah, and that's okay, because at this point of the game, the one thing you just don't want to do is turn that ball over. So that's all right. Ryan took the ball out. He might have been able to throw it away, but you're better off taking the loss than throwing the ball for an interception.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they get the ball off, and no, they don't.
Was it a timeout, or was that the end of the half? Let's see.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Holliston 21.
That is the end of the first half. The referee takes his hat off. And so halftime here, Thanksgiving 2017, the Panthers 21, Westwood nothing. So Holliston after that slow start there, just got a little sluggish there. Westwood had the good field position for 2 an opening drive, and then after the short punt, they looked like they had the Panthers down inside their own red zone a couple of times, Jay, but came away with nothing, and that really seemed to that defensive stand seemed to spark the Panther offense.
You're exactly right, Thomas. This defense, as I told you, the Hanover game, they played very well. And today they're also playing very, very well, covering people, making good tackles, and then giving the offense the ball, and the offense has really been able to take off here today. And we even saw a nice trick play that worked perfectly for a 21-0 lead.
Going to have a presentation by the Holliston Panther cheerleaders right now. Out there for Holliston, Emily Cannell, Emily McConnell, Kristen Bailowitz, Bridget Lombardi, Kira Walsh, Sarah Marias, Aiden Krantz, Kiana Bauer, Reese Benedon, Sarah Canavan, Anna Curran, Carly DeRubis, Maddie Larkin, Natalie Fry, Peyton Brooks, Cami Bolin, Sarah Dillon, Madison Lamachia, Shelby Gimblett, Sarah Penchaski, and Jenny Kagan. And they are coached by their head coach, Diane Chester. Panther cheerleaders finished second in the Tri-Valley Leagues. Went on to the regionals. I didn't hear how they finished in the regional competition.
Well, Coach Chester does a nice job coaching these girls and coaching them for a while, and they always do well in these tournaments.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the often imitated but never duplicated
the Holliston Panther cheerleaders. And now time for Sport Fuse Halftime Highlight Show.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Thanksgiving edition of the Halftime Highlight Show from SportView. I'm Jay Wyman, and I'm here with Tom Emmons. And Tom, we're going to look at the Hanover game where Holliston won 39-0.
Yeah, the two teams coming in. It was a non-playoff game, Jay, but they were familiar with each other from last year. Hanover beating the Panthers in that Division 3 South sectional final, 42-7. Holliston coming off a loss. Hanover coming off a win against Ashland, both with similar records. You know, it was sort of interesting to see how these two non-playoff teams would, collide here at Comedian Field.
Yeah, before we show you the offensive highlights that we have, one of the defensive highlights I want to tell everybody about is the Holliston defense held Hanover to no first downs, except for one that was made by a penalty.
Right.
Panthers on a blitz. Green rolls out. Long pass. Incomplete. Coverage by Seymour, number 8. Green got her pressure, and that was a Mulvaney and Alex and Harding sandwich right there. Handoff right side, tripped up,
Ball carrier for Hanover.
and it's going to be Holliston ball.
So we'll take a look at the offensive highlights that we have. The first clip right now.
Naughton pitches it to Benson. Nice hole on the right side. Pushes forward. Touchdown, Panthers!
Well, I know that was Benson that scored that, but you got to get that one to Naughton because Henry Naughton came out and what a block.
You know, I love that with Tristan Benson. That was his third touchdown on the season. Just a freshman. A couple of injuries have forced him to get some carries. He's rushed for almost 100 yards for the Panthers this season.
Yeah, Tristan's done a good job. Of course, he runs, as you said, he's very fast, quick. And I like to say he has kind of a violent style of running. He really twists and turns and gets around everything. The other thing that we saw there today was the offensive line, which they really had a really nice game the other night, as well as the defensive line too. But the offensive line had a great game, and on that particular play, it brought back memories of Jack Barrett, a couple for the last 2 or 3 years, being able to lead the runner in with his lead blocking, and Henry Naughton did a great job of that.
Yeah, the other thing, you talk about that offensive line, that blocking on that touchdown, which picture perfect. You could read every lineman's number, which means they were up in position, holding their blocks. Benson got his sort of a pick of which hole he wanted for the touchdown there.
So that started the night off for Holliston. We'll look at the next clip now.
And Naughton goes forward on the quarterback sneak. Looks like he's got enough. Oh, he keeps going. Just squeezed through.
He's in.
Touchdown, Panthers! Well, that was a surprising one from Henry Naughton. Took the quarterback sneak, went off the right side. We lost him in the pile, and then he squirted out the other end and is in for the score.
Another great clip, Jay. You know, just a quarterback sneak. That they needed. It was 3rd down and a yard, just trying to get that first down so they could go first and goal. Lost Naughton in the pile there, but the Panthers just kept kept pushing and pushing. Naughton turned himself backwards, keeping his feet, and was pushing back towards the goal line. A lot of players you saw standing there giving up on the play, but not number 50, Sam Lynch. He pushed his defensive tackle all the way into the end zone for that touchdown.
Yeah, that's one of the things we see, obviously, with the war offenses. Everything is bunched in so much. You do see a lot of those scrums that develop, and they were a lot of fun to watch, and sometimes you just see that whole ball, that whole scrum just moving forward, and that's what happened there. The other thing is Darrell Ibbotson with a nice little push to help Henry Naughton along and into the end zone. So now we'll look at the third clip of the day.
So Naughton, yeah, number 11, Naughton back in a quarterback, pitches to Brad Seymour. He finds a hole on the right-hand side. First down, big gain, and he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Panthers! Another surprise touchdown by the Panthers.
Now, Brad Seymour, number 8, has been doing it all year. All-purpose yards. He leads the Panthers. That was his 5th touchdown of the season. That was really a 50-yard beauty right there where, you know, he followed Ibbotson and Naughton's blocks around the right-hand side. And then, you know, breaking a tackle right there as he got to the 10. But the last part of that clip, Jay, the last number that comes into view, the left tackle, number 72, Scott Elliott, has beaten Seymour downfield and is making that last block at the 5 to spring him for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a clip you want to show if you have kids that are runners or running backs or receivers or anything. Don't ever give up. Keep those feet pounded, because not only did he not get tackled, he was right at the sideline. He almost got pushed out of bounds. He was having none of that. He wanted to get in there, and he wanted to score more than the other guy wanted to stop him from scoring. So really great job by Brad Seymour.
A good start by the Panthers. They were 3 for 3 on their offensive drives, and that one put them up 19-0.
Okay, so let's take a look at the next clip.
Naughton pitch to number 5, Jake Armstrong.
Yeah. Right in, touchdown.
Touchdown, Panthers!
You know, a great finish by Jake Armstrong with just 50 seconds left in the first half. You know, one of those trademarks of the Panthers where get down in the last couple of minutes and Coach Kiley's using his timeouts as Hanover's trying to make their first downs just to get the ball back one more time. Holliston able to make a nice drive there in the last 2 minutes. And Jake Armstrong, who's leading the Panthers with 10 touchdowns, scored his first of 2 on the night. Yeah, of course, again, Jake Armstrong had the great blocking in front of him. But, you know, Armstrong and Seymour have really, the 2 seniors, have really led this team, especially offensively and defensively. But offensively, they really led this team. And they're kind of like bookends. They're kind of like inseparable. But it's great that, you know, Coach Kiley can use these guys and interchange them back and forth. But he just really did a nice job. And, of course, if you saw the end of that game, he was like a Uber car. He got one of those Westwood guys on his back and just brought him on into the end zone because, you know, he's got the strength to do that anyway. Yeah. So we'll look at the next clip now.
At the Hanover 39-yard line, handoff to Ibbotson, and
there
he slashes that right side to the 10-yard line, cuts inside. Touchdown, Panthers!
I waited all night for that. I told you earlier in the first half, at the end of the first half, I was really hoping he'd get a chance of getting the ball in close and running it in. Well, you know, old Darrell Ibbotson, he said, I don't need the ball in close. I'll take it on from 40 or 50 yards out. Nice run, nice blocking by that line, and a nice play call at that point in time. You know, Dylan Ibbotson, number 32, the sophomore, doing a lot of dirty work in that backfield for the Panthers, you know, blocking, you know, in the spread offense a lot, you know, because that's your passing set, and playing fullback in the war offense. You know, gets a chance there, you know, to carry the ball, goes in for his 4th touchdown of the season, you know, a beautiful 39-yarder. And, you know, nice to see him getting some touches with the ball. Yeah, and the sophomore, he had a really nice night, both offensively and defensively in that game. And one of the reasons why I talked about I'd like to see him score is because he was just doing so much for everybody else. It would be nice to get him in there. And I thought, well, maybe if they get down close enough, you know, they'll hand him the ball. And, well, you know, he just took that ball, as I said. He took that ball and just took off with it, went, I don't know, 40 or 50 yards. Once again, shades of Brad Seymour. When he got over to that out-of-bounds line with 2 guys on him, he just spun away and went in. Didn't quit. and it's going to be nice. He's going to have a heck of a career in front of him the next 2 or 3 years for Holliston.
Yeah, and speaking of Brad Seymour again, where he carried for the 50-yard touchdown, great cross block there, set that up on the edge. He kicked the man out. Topher Ryan, the tight end, blocked down, and Ibbotson had a big hole to head off that right side.
Yeah, one of the things you're seeing in all these is, as I said earlier, is you're going to see some really good offensive line. The offensive line really came out tonight and really did a great job, and it was really great to see them do that, as well as the defensive line too, as I said earlier. But those linemen who don't really get a lot of credit really did the job the night, and that's why Holliston was able to score so often. 254
yards on the ground for the Panthers against Hanover, and they held Hanover to just 30 yards on the ground themselves, on the defense. So the trenches, the game was won in the trenches by the Panthers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. But we have one more clip we'll show now.
Arvanitis looks left, puts it up top. Jake Armstrong got behind the defender, and he is gone. Touchdown, Panthers!
Well, welcome Mr. Arvanitis to the party. Wow, nice job by Matt Arvanitis. He got out there and he threw that ball in. I keep saying this, but I'm just so impressed with it.
Number 20, sophomore Matt Arvanitis getting his first start of the season with Benko being out. And that was something we didn't find out about till game time, that Benko was going to be out at quarterback, and then we found out the Hanover quarterback, Andrew Carroll, was out. So both teams sort of go into their backups, but Holliston really shined. Arvanitis 4 for 4, 87 yards, and just a beauty there to Jake Armstrong.
Yeah, Matt Arvanitis, a sophomore, he threw a really 3 or 4 really nice passes, and one of the things we talked about during the game was I really liked how he leads his receivers, and they don't have to really stretch out too far. He's leading them in because you don't want to expose too much of the receiver's body out there, and he really didn't do that. But that pass to Jake Armstrong was just a thing of beauty. And that again, these are these young kids who are getting a lot of time now for Holliston, and that's going to bode well for them in the future.
Yeah. And so a good game by the Panthers as they bounce back after that loss to Milford, heading into Westwood's game today here on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so happy Thanksgiving, and now we'll go back to our second half of action.
Welcome back for the second half as the teams are out of the locker room. Panthers leading 21-0. Your first half scoring summary. Well, no score after the first quarter, Jay. But then the Panthers came alive as they finished off an 85-yard drive as Brad Seymour went in from 30 yards out. Just 5 minutes later, Brad Seymour from 23 yards out to make it 14-0. 2 touchdowns on the day for number 8, his 6th and 7th of the season. And then with just 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half, the Panthers, after using some timeouts and forcing the Westwood to turn the ball over on downs, Kevin Quinn passed 44 yards, took a backward lateral from Ryan Benko to Billy Nash. Nash's first touchdown of the season made it 21-0 at the half. Billy Nash, going in for the Panthers, became the 9th Holliston player to hit pay dirt for the Panthers this season. As we mentioned at the top of the show, this is the 45th meeting on Thanksgiving Day. What a great tradition Holliston and Westwood have, but it is not the oldest tradition in the Tri-Valley League. As a matter of fact, it's the second youngest tradition in the Tri-Valley League. The youngest tradition being Bellingham and Norton. They are meeting for the 16th time. Norton leaves that series 9-6 over the Blackhawks. The next youngest is 52 years. Dover Sherburne is at Medfield for the 52nd time. Medfield leading that series 27-19-5. Medfield leading the game at half 41-12. Actually, I think that's in the third quarter, 41-12. Millis is hosting Medway Medway leads the series 47-35, losses 5 ties. Millis up 17-0 at the halftime.
They must not have rested their players.
Well, they only have 28 players, so it's sort of hard to rest their starters. We'll get to the other granddaddies of the Tri-Valley League in just a moment. McQuarrie's kick up in the air. Brad Seymour under it at the 16-yard line. He crosses the 30 to the 40-yard line and brought down around the 42. So the second oldest series, so the 88th time, that's Millis and Medway, is the newest members of the Tri-Valley League. Dedham hosting Norwood for the 89th time. Norwood leading that series, and Dedham is leading the game at half 10-7 over Norwood. But the granddaddy of them all, you played in this rivalry, Ashland is at Hopkinton for the 94th time those two teams meet. Hopkinton leading the series 50 wins, 38 losses, 5 ties. And Hopkinton leading the Clockers 9-7 in the third quarter. Kevin Quinn back to pass, puts it up for Armstrong, and Jake can't believe it.
It's funny. I saw Kevin.
That pass from Kevin Quinn is incomplete.
I saw Kevin, get the ball. I'm going, is he going to throw the ball again? He looked down again. They found themselves another quarterback there.
That's right. Well, once you hit your first touchdown pass, makes you want some more.
Oh, sure. You got the Hall of Fame written all over you then. But it was a nice pass.
It was a very nice pass. So 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. War formation. Pitch to Armstrong, left side, big blocks, right behind Sam Lynch, and he is all the way into Westwood territory, just shy of the 30-yard line.
Well, he's thinking right there, I got to get some more yardage here. I want to score a touchdown because if I get close, Brad Seymour's going to take that touchdown away from me.
Well, Jake Armstrong off the left side, and I know he likes seeing big number 50 in front of him because that means smooth sailing for a 25-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Oh. I tell you a quick story. You see Holliston go offside there. I played, of course, it was 50 years ago to this week that I played my last football game. It was that Hopkinton Ashland thing, and they used to have a MVP of the game. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll be MVP. At the time, I hurt my knee, so I was playing on offense. I was playing inside and tackle. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to me. Very first play, I went offside.
Oh, jeez. Pitch to Seymour. Tries that right side, and he still keeps his feet. Whistle finally blows as they decide he had enough forward momentum.
Tom, just for a second, we got to talk about Holliston going back over this year. Of course, they played a Lincoln Sudbury team that's very, very strong, and they're going into the Super Bowl next week against King Philip. And, they have a great shot of winning the state championship in Division II, correct?
Correct.
And then Millis, of course, who Holliston played and beat, they have a shot of going in Division VIII and winning that Super Bowl. And we're rooting for both those clubs. Hope they do well. And Hopkinton had a really nice year. They lost in the semifinals.
Banco to pass on 2nd and 14, puts it up. Armstrong with a step behind him. Touchdown, Panthers! A beautiful 34-yard pass from Banco to Armstrong. What are they? Now everybody's walking back.
Offensive pass interference.
So a pass interference on the play is going to negate that one.
At number 50, Sam Lynch. What a nice block. He did a great job of fighting and keeping that defender off of Ryan Benko in that play. Colin Best, the big defensive lineman for Westwood, and excellent job there by number 50, Sam Lynch.
So a 15-yard penalty is going to make it 2nd down and almost 30 yards for Holliston.
2nd and long.
Well, Gronkowski, Rob Gronkowski knows how you feel, Jake, so don't worry about it.
9:15 left in the third quarter, 21-0 Holliston lead.
Benko on the draw play. Nice block by Ibbotson, and he's got some room picking up some yards. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, and looks like he's got a Panther first down.
Two great blocks, one by Dylan Ibbotson, the other one by Jake Armstrong there. Freed up Benko, and of course Benko used his own little power there with a nice straight arm. Free himself up, and they get a first down.
Ryan Benko coming into this game rushing for almost 250 yards on the season.
He is dangerous when he gets outside, or sometimes when he gets free. He can run, and he can run with the best of them. He's a really good athlete.
Benko with 11 touchdown passes on the season, 700 yards passing coming into this game. So 1st and 10 at the Westwood 21-yard line, 9:04 to go in the third quarter. Panthers leading 21-0.
Delay a game.
So 5 yards against the Panthers. Make it 1st and 15.
5-yard penalty, 1st and 15.
Armstrong to the right, Kevin Quinn to the right, Seymour and Billy Nash to the left. Here comes Seymour in motion, fake to him. Benko takes it himself. Nice job by Ryan Benko keeping his feet. And he picked up the penalty yardage.
Westwood tacklers at the 20-yard line.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 for Holliston.
Down to 8 minutes and 34 seconds. Clock running here in the third quarter. So obviously an excited crowd with the Panthers up at halftime. You know, it was really fun talking to some of the fans, seeing my family here at the game, enjoying it. Benko looks right. He's got Armstrong with a step. Touchdown, Panthers!
And once again, Tom, just as the same time, the last time when they had that play, Sam Lynch did a tremendous job blocking. He is really doing a great job out there on that line, and that whole offensive line once again did a nice job pass blocking and is really opening this game up. They're taking control of this game as they have as they did in the first half too. 8:05 left to go in the third. Mulvaney lines up for the extra point.
Kick just off to the left, no good. But with 8:05 to go in the third quarter, the Panthers are leading Westwood 27-0 as they score on their first drive of the second half. Ryan Benko, a 19-yard touchdown pass to Jake Armstrong. For Ryan Benko, his 12th touchdown pass of the season. For Jake Armstrong, his 11th touchdown of the season, 13th of his Panther career, leading the team.
Well, it's nice to see the two seniors hook up at least one more time. Maybe they'll hook up again, but we're good to see them hook up one time in Thanksgiving Day for a 27-0 Holliston lead.
It was tough to take that touchdown off the board on that earlier connection, but combination just stayed patient, and even with a second down and almost 30 yards to go, Benko on the quarterback draw was able to pick it all up.
Whoa. Oh.
Line drive kick grabbed by Westwood number 24.
Kick returned by number 24, Christopher Bezdadane.
They had all backs on that front line, backs and receivers.
So Westwood with decent field position, even though no run back. They're going to have the ball at their own 44-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Panthers on the board right away in the second half.
And it looks like they're new. Is there a new team in here? I don't know. I guess he's still out there.
First down.
I thought it was a new group.
formation. They bring in a fullback in front of Hall. Wilson hands off to Hall off the right side.
You know,
tripped up by Naughton, number 11.
I talked a little bit about this in the first half, how Westwood was doing very well, running the ball out to the outside, and they kind of got away from it. Now, Holliston did stop them a few times, but and you have to try them. You have to throw the ball too. Obviously, you have to have some good balance in there. But they were having some really, really good success running to the outside, and they just kind of went away from that.
Second down.
So 2nd down and 7 for Westwood. Antonucci in motion. Handoff to Hall. And John Canal, number 55, tackled him right away. Short gain.
And that's another thing, Tom, I've noticed is that, you've got a superstar like Antonucci. They really don't seem to be using him a lot. Maybe there's a reason for it, but I would have thought he would have had a lot more touches in this game so far.
3rd and 5 for Westwood. Well, he's out there all the time on defense. He's their best defensive player. And then, so offense, you got to give him a little time, away from between the tackles. Here he comes in motion from the other side. Pitch back to Antonucci. Holliston's blown that play up, though.
Fumble. Oh, and the ball's out of bounds.
But number 53, Alex Kelly, just tracking him down along with Gimblett was in there and DeZindelet. And a big loss on the play for Westwood.
It's 4th down. It's interesting. I wonder if maybe Kelly is doing some kind of, I don't know if he's spying necessarily, but he's been, of course, he's all over the field anyway. And, he wears 53. And this year, we had talked about this earlier in the year, how he had gone from running back to offensive lineman. And, of course, defense, he plays linebacker. And he's just had a sensational year. He really has. And, you don't get to talk about him as much because he's not running with the ball, but he really has done a great job as a captain for this team, and it's just really been a standout for several years now.
So kick goes out of bounds. The Panthers will take over at their own 20-yard line with 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. See how they do on their second offensive drive of the second half. Panthers didn't score on their first offensive drive of the day, but put it in the end zone the next 3 times in the first half. Next 4 times that they got the ball. So spread offense appears to be on the field.
1st and 10.
This is where someone like Dylan Ibbotson can take over too, running the ball.
Handoff is to Billy Nash, number 2, and he turns the corner. 1st down.
Well, they're going to be. I think that's going to be holding on.
A couple of flags might have sprung him on the corner.
Yeah, holding on Holliston.
The Panthers will have 1st and 20 from their own 10-yard line.
And I didn't see who did the hold, but I did see. Ibbotson was leading the blocking. It was not him who did the hole. I don't think, because he came around and he gave a nice block, but it looked like there was someone behind him, trailing him, who might have done that. But once again, other than the hold, that this line is really, as I said earlier, they're really starting to take over this ball game. Tom, as the game goes deeper and deeper into the ball game. When you have an offensive line that can take control of a game like that, you just start running the ball. You take time off the clock, and Westwood just doesn't have enough possessions to win the game.
Ibbotson steps up to Benko's right. Benko on the draw play. Nice block by Lynch and Armstrong. And Ryan Benko's got a 1st down.
And Dylan Evanson took out 2 guys with a block.
Number 32 has been doing a great job,
you get
blocking in that backfield all season long.
Yeah, and you get that offensive line playing the way they're playing, and then you got old number 32, Dylan Hibbers, and he comes up there and takes out 2 more guys. It gets to be a little unfair.
So Benko with another run on first down and long, picks up the first down at the Panther 32. Clock running with 4:47 to go here in the third quarter. Armstrong in motion, handoff to him on the jet play. Westwood strung that out pretty good. Gain of 1 should bring up second down and 9.
They really did a good job stringing that one out, and they were able to get Mark. He made one nice move to get by the first tackler, but there were too many white shirts around him to get much further. 4:15 and counting in the third quarter. The clock running, 27-0 Holliston. By the way, that Ashley and Hopkinton scored 9-7. That was pretty surprising. I thought Hopkinton might put up a lot more points than that, but Ashland's giving them a go.
It's Thanksgiving, Jay.
Yep.
Hopkinton does have sort of a short. They just played on last Saturday against Melrose. Benko back to pass. Oh, try to flip it to Ibbotson on the screen pass.
Pass intended for Dylan Ibbotson is incomplete.
Incomplete.
That might have been an issue anyway because Holliston had a offensive lineman out in front of him downfield. So it might have had to come back anyway.
Hillers get a safety against Ashland, making it 11-7 late in the third quarter.
Is that the 7th inning? Third and about what? Is that 8? A long 8?
Long 8. Benko looks left.
Got him.
Top.
Got him.
Nash with the catch. Billy Nash brings it down at the Panther 34-yard line.
Well, you saw Mikey Nash as the senior. Unfortunately, he's not able to play today. He's a little bit banged up. But Billy Nash, now you're seeing the future out there. Billy Nash getting out there, and he has a speed like his brother, good receiver, good hands, can play offense and defense, and made a really nice catch there.
Medfield 41, Dover Sherburne 20 with 4:09 to go in the game.
And Tom, on as I said earlier in the day, on Thanksgiving Day, the seniors come out here and they want to, the last time out, they want to put on a good show and everything. But these other kids, these younger kids, they're hungry too, and they want a place next year. And to have a place at the table next year, one of the things they want to do is play well today, because that last time the coaches see you play, they want to have in the back of their minds that, boy, he does a good job. Maybe we should, have put in some place for him next year.
So timeout on the field with 2:57 to go in the third quarter. Well, looking forward a little bit, Jay, doing some research for the game. The freshman team this year was 9-0 for Holliston. Last year's freshman team, this year's sophomores, were 9-0 as freshmen, and this year's juniors were 9-0 as freshmen. So next year, your varsity team, sophomore through seniors, are all going to be undefeated freshman team.
Right.
And they're going to be playing against those same players that they, those same 3 classes. That's got to bode well for Holliston. Even with the down year the Panthers have this year, their record in the last 9 years, 2009 to 2017, Panthers have won 81% of their games, which is good for number 4 in the state of Massachusetts. So this is a proud Panther program and a very successful program, compared to the other 287 high schools in the state.
Right, and the thing is that they've been so wildly successful that when they have a good year like this, they win this game, they're 5-5, they beat some good teams, they came in close, played some good teams, some very good teams very strongly, and played them very well. And
so first down and 10 turns into second down and 10. Benko faked it to Nash, but Westwood did not bite on that one.
And to continue that thought, you have a situation here where literally 1 or 2 plays away from making this whole year a different year.
Well,
and they had a lot of hurt players. It's a young team, and so there's a bright future here for these kids in this program.
2nd down and 11. Handoff to Quinn on the jet play.
Handoff is to Kevin Quinn.
He picks up 2 or 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10, call it.
Number 6, Braden Lane.
The other thing is this year, unfortunately, had a bunch of injuries, and that's never good. But the one thing that came out of that is a lot of these younger players who you talked about got a lot of experience this year in some big games. So they're going to come out next year with that much more experience. They know what to expect, and they know what's expected of them. And that makes a big difference because starting next Monday, a lot of these kids, if they're not playing a winter sport, they're going to be hitting the weight room.
Exactly. So 3rd down and 9 to give the spot to the Panthers. Quinn in motion the other way, fake to him. Benko looks right. He's got Armstrong. Oh, just off the hands. Incomplete. Benko and Armstrong almost clicked again on that one.
Well, they're going to have one more chance here on 4th down to do it again. 1:19 left to go in the 3rd quarter, 27-0 Holliston. 4th and about 9. But this senior class, Tom, has really done a nice job, and they've had a lot of success. A lot of these kids have played multiple years, and really nice situation. And being able to finish it off this way really leaves a nice taste in their mouth, I'm sure.
Panthers would like to convert here. Armstrong and Seymour to the right. Nash and Quinn to the left. Benko looks down the middle. Pump fakes, takes it himself. He's got a 1st down. He's inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Ryan Benko just tearing up the Wolverines on that quarterback draw.
Yeah, with Soloria and Elliott back here, the 2 big offensive linemen taking care of the situation and make that pocket nice and big and give him a lot of room back there to move. And when he had everybody covered, he just took off. And we did say, I said earlier, he's a good runner. He's a good athlete, and he's a kid that when he sees that opening, he can take it, and he can make some good yardage.
So 1st down and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line. Ibbotson steps to the right. Snap to him. Dylan Ibbotson, right side, touchdown, Panthers!
Well, that's a good thing, too, because Dylan has been the whole game. He's been blocking and doing a nice job. He's doing all the dirty work, and it's nice to let these guys who do that dirty work, give them a lot of credit. You see the whole offensive line come over and congratulate him because they know what it's like to have to stay back there and block for everybody else, and everybody else is getting the credit. And, old Dylan, he came up and he got it done this time. 33-0 Holliston, 24 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and they're lining up for the extra point.
Kick is up and good. And so with 24 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, the Panthers are leading Westwood 34-0. Dylan Ibbotson from 14 yards out with his 5th touchdown of the season. And
he's one of those guys, Tom. We're talking about coming back next year. Dylan's just a sophomore, right? And
right.
You got 2 more good, solid years with him back there.
So the Panthers scoring on both of their offensive drives here in the 2nd half. They were backed up to their own 20. And then after a penalty, set them back to their own 10. This is a 90-yard drive for Holliston. Mulvaney does not tee the ball up, but just leaves it flat on the ground. Soccer-style kick bounces and is covered up at the 35-yard line. That's how you keep it away from a dangerous return man like number 22 for Westwood.
Well, the day started off a little bit, you wonder what was going to happen. The first drive, Westwood took the ball and drove right downfield, but that Holliston defense, they would not break, and they kept Westwood out of the end zone, and from then on, it's been Katie by the door. It's been all Holliston, 34-0. 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
1st and 10 for Westwood at their own 35. Empty backfield for Wilson. Fires on the slant play. Nice defense there by number 24, another sophomore, Mitch Gimblett.
That's really nice defense. And Mitch has played a tremendous defensive back for this team. A lot of times defensive backs, they're good. They can go out and they pass cover and this and that. But Mitch, he'll come up in there and make a tackle, and I'm not telling you, he'll make a hard tackle too. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and go after some of these big boys running the ball, and that's great when you have a defender who can do that, play both the pass and the run like that.
So 2nd down and 10. 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Empty backfield for Wilson. 3 receivers to his right. Panthers show blitz. Wilson goes down the middle. Not sure. Must have been a miscommunication there. 3rd down and 10 with 7 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I'm not sure who that was for, but Jake Armstrong hit his man, number 7, Mark James, just blanketed. And I think he might have wanted to come across a little bit into the center of the field, and, Jake would not let that happen. So now we get another 3rd and long, and, Holliston's got an opportunity here to come after the quarterback one more time. This is where sometimes you see a coach will throw a draw in here or something to just because he knows that the whole defense is going to come after his quarterback.
Westwood with a blocker in the backfield. Fay. Wilson. Down the middle. And just underthrown. Good coverage there by Anthony DeZindelet. Incomplete will bring up 4th down and 10 for Westwood, and brings us to the end of the third quarter with the Panthers leading the Wolverines 34-0 here on Thanksgiving Day 2017. And it's time for This Week in the Tri-Valley League. Brought to you by HABA, Holliston Athletic Boosters Association. Raising money to support all Panther varsity sports. Get your spirit wear at the concession stand to support Panther Nation today. I believe you can also go on their website and buy some spirit wear as well. Great Christmas presents.
Yeah, absolutely.
My closet doesn't have enough Panther stuff in it, that's for sure.
I think the Panther is in your closet.
We just met. We just had a nice
we did.
Young lady came up who graduated Holliston last year.
Yep.
She had been the Panther mascot for 4 years running.
Yep.
And now she's studying to get her, her EMT?
EMT degree, yeah. And she wants to become a fire person.
Yeah. That's great. Well, want to give a shout out to and a hello and welcome to the Norwood Mustangs. It's official. Mm-hmm. Norwood is going to be the 12th team in the Tri-Valley League starting next season. They just got their release from the Bay State League. They were a founding member of the Bay State League in 1958, so they just 60 seasons in the Bay State League, and now they're coming over to the baby Tri-Valley League that's only in their 51st season. But the athletic director for Norwood, John Longley, says, the way I like to think of it, we're going from one excellent league to another.
Yeah, they are.
We know that there's some people that, believe in the long tradition, and it's going to take a little time to get used to the switch. But we want to say welcome to the Norwood Mustangs. And I think there should be a Baker division.
Yeah, I do too.
So they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Wilson's pass is called complete
for a first down.
And a first down.
Pass is complete.
To number 35, Dylan Mahoney, sophomore receiver. So Westwood down by 34. going for it on 4th down and 10.
1st and 10 at the Westwood 47-yard line.
Well, so we had Dedham this year. We have Norwood next year, and it's going to be that'll fill out the league, and that'll give us 6 and 6, and 6 in the small, 6 in the large.
So 1st and 10 for Westwood at their own 47. So we start the 4th quarter. Pitch to Colin Fay. He evades one Panther tackler.
Pitch to Colin Fay. Tackled by Alex Kelly.
Coming all the way across the field, Alex Kelly, 53, able to bring Fay down, but not after a gain of 7.
9 yards.
Or 9 yards. Going to be 2nd down and 1.
Got some more players coming in here. Number 7, Matthew O'Connell. I think number 66.
That's Spencer Fetro.
Yep. And I didn't know who else. Was it 54 also that came out?
That's Will Soloria.
Yep. No, Will's out there anyway, yeah.
So 2nd down and 1 for Westwood.
2nd down.
9:47 left in the game. Clock running. Wilson pitches it.
Nice tackle.
And that time they had Antonucci in the backfield, and he was tackled for a loss. Number 13, Jack Larsh with the tackle. I don't know if it's so much they spy on number 22, but he's a magnet.
Yeah,
everybody knows where he is out there.
And you wonder if sometimes. Remember, I talked a little bit earlier that he didn't seem to be getting that many touches. You wonder if sometimes, the coaches think, well, I'll use him kind of as a decoy here and a decoy there, and that may or may not be the right thing to do. I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, I thought he would have his hands on the ball on at least almost every other play here today.
So 3rd down and 5 for Westwood. Antonucci in the backfield, and up comes Gimblett, but he's unable to bring him down. But
pitches to Jake Antonucci.
Tackled finally by Naughton and Seymour.
It's a loss and another 4th down, and of course they're going to go for it here, I'm sure. If they went for it last time, they'll definitely go for it now.
Westwood has had, I believe they've really only run for over 100 yards one time this season. They are a pass first, run second kind of team.
Which is really amazing because when you see some of the runs today, they've done a nice job of running. Of course, we don't get the stats today because Carlos is doing the announcing. He's in for Andy Porter today.
Well, the first time these two teams met, Westwood rushed for 60 yards.
4th down.
Passed for 75. So Holliston did a good job against them in the 4th game this season.
7:40 left to go in the ball game.
4th and 8. Panthers itching up at the line, and they got Westwood to jump. That'll back up the Wolverines 5 yards for 4th down and 13.
And the reason that happens, Tom, is because they have been so successful, on some kind of blitz, either inside, outside, whatever they've been doing. Whenever they've tried the inside blitzes work, the outside blitzes work, and you get these guys get a little worried, and it's 4th down, and they know we're going to protect them because we really need to get this 1st down. And you get that in your head, and then Holliston shows a blitz again, and they make that little move in the offensive line, and it costs them. Clock is running with 7:10 left to go.
Number 7, Matt O'Connell out there up front, and we got a timeout on the field with 7:07 to go in the game. Panthers in the lead 34-0 over Westwood here on just a beautiful Thanksgiving Day. And just looking down at all the crowd, we can see everybody enjoying the sunshine, the weather, of course, enjoying the Panthers' big lead right now.
And we hope wherever you're watching this game that you're having the same kind of situation here where you watch this game and then maybe go out and have a little turkey and some stuffing and everything. It's the best day of the year, I think. I think it's the best holiday of the year.
It really is. It really is, Jay. Especially when the weather's good. We've been at some cold, snowy, rainy Thanksgivings.
And we've been pretty lucky because when we play Westwood on Thanksgiving, we're inside whether we play Holliston or Westwood. But the lovely Lisa on that camera, sometimes she's stuck up way up top there in some wind and some ice and some rain.
We have to get the blowtorch to sort of de-thaw her hands off of the camera.
Fortunately, she's got 2 daughters who help cook and everything. But so we've been very lucky that we've been inside on these Thanksgiving Day games. 7:07 left to go in the fourth quarter. Holliston up 34-0.
So 4th and 13 for Westwood. Holliston not showing blitz right now.
Just a 3-man rush.
Wilson with some time puts it up. And good coverage there by number 11, Henry Naughton. He was step for step in front of Jake Antonucci, and Westwood will turn it over on down.
Yeah, let's talk a minute about Henry, because Henry plays that quarterback on the War offense, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out next year as far as who's playing what for quarterback or this or that, but he is definitely coming back next year. The other thing is he really plays a good safety. He does a really nice job, and he does it on coverage, he does it on tackles. It's just really an all-around player, and they're going to be really excited about having him in that backfield again next year, both in the offensive and defensive backfields.
Out comes number 20, Matt Arbonitis at quarterback, 1st and 10 at the Westwood 44-yard line.
And he's going to be a good one. He's an exciting one. He played a great game down in when we played Hanover.
Handoff is to Benson, who's hit right away. Matt Arbonitis had a great game filling in for the injured Ryan Benko. He was 4 for 4, 87 yards and a touchdown. And that 39-0 win over Hanover.
And one thing I talked about in that game that I really liked was, and I think you saw it on some of the replays if you saw the halftime show, was that he throws the passes he was throwing. I mean, they were just placed just perfectly, and the receiver was able to comfortably get the ball and take off, and didn't have to worry about getting hit or anything.
Well, Matt has Arbonitis has led an undefeated JV team. Benson, right side. Short gain, going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
So the JVs were undefeated this year, and the freshmen, right?
Right. I think so. If I got that right. Other new faces out there. Number 56, Ryan Cahill. Number 76, Daniel Campbell. Number 78, Gabe Medeiros. Number 77, Christopher O'Connell. Number 63 is Rob Quinzani. 53, Topher Ryan. Number 9, Ben Wolf. So 3rd down and 9 for Holliston. 33, McKay Crichton in motion. Handoff is to Benson. And he gets bounced around quite a bit trying to keep his feet. No gain will bring up a 4th down. 4:42 clock running here in the 4th quarter. Panthers comfortably in the lead, 34-0. And out comes the punt team for the 2nd time today.
$34-0, Holliston in the lead.
Benko's
nice
kick.
Punt.
Antonucci backs away, takes a Westwood bounce to the 21-yard line, and that's where Westwood will start 1st and 10.
We'll take over 1st and 10.
Well, you've seen a nice mix today, Tom. We saw a nice mix of the seniors and some of the kids here, the juniors and sophomores, even the freshmen. So we see a little bit of the past, a little bit of the future, and it's been a good season. Coach Kiley and this team, they set a high standard for themselves, and sometimes you come in at 5-5 and you say, well, maybe it's not so good, but then, like I said earlier, you look at who they played, and right away, I mean, Lincoln Sudbury, they've got to be one of the top teams in the state. So there's,
right.
And some of these other kids, Hopkinton had a sensation. Medfield had a great year.
Came within 4 points, 12-8. That was one of the closest games Hopkinton had all season until they ran into Melrose.
And it wasn't just points; it came down to yards almost in that game.
And nice tackle there. Number 56, Ryan Cahill. Some of the other new numbers out there on defense: 52. Braden Fedderson. Number 77 is Christopher O'Connell. Number 14, Evan Revendez. Number 81 is Sam Curiel. Some of the new numbers out there.
And when we have time at some point here to read out that list once again of the seniors.
Second down.
Second down and 10. Handoff to Hall. Finally brought down by DeZindelet, but it's enough for the first down.
Handoff is to Shamar Hall. Brought down by number 10, Anthony Zindelet.
Inside of 3 minutes left to go, 2:56, clock running.
In comes number 29, not on the list. First and 10, Westwood, 2:42 to go. Fumbled snap. Reed back down on top of it. Your 16 seniors, class of 2018, playing their final game. Number 1, Cam Lamont. Number 3, Mikey Nash. Number 4, Ryan Benko. Number 5, Jake Armstrong. Number 6, Kevin Quinn. Number 7, Matthew O'Connell. Number 8, Brad Seymour. Number 9, Ben Wolf. Number 13, Jack Larsh. Number 14, Evan Resendez. Number 28, Jack Randelet. Number 34, Ben Thomas. Number 53, Alex Kelly. Number 54, Will Solorier. Number 55, John Canal. Number 75, Riley McGettigan.
Yeah, I'll say goodbye to those kids and wish them all the best in whatever they do next year.
Second down.
So second down and 11. Wilson to Antonucci. And nice job there by Brad Seymour on the immediate tackle for no gain. Brad
Seymour was 3 steps away from taking that ball, intercepting. He saw it coming, and Antonucci just kind of got just in front of him just at the last minute. If Antonucci didn't cut in front there, Brad was going to have maybe another touchdown on an interception.
Saw 68 and 47 head into the game. I think we're going to another pair of freshmen. Third down and 15. Wilson puts it up to Zindelet, and great coverage with help from Gimblett. Incomplete. We're down to 1 minute to go in the game.
Wilson's pass is incomplete, intended for Patrick Wade.
I want to give a shout out to the coaching staff here. Andrea Murphy, the web coach and the president of Holliston football. Todd Kiley, head coach. Jim Perry, the assistant head coach. Bob Murphy, defensive line and football operations manager. Paul Athey, defensive coordinator. Nick Stevens, receivers and cornerback coach. Jonathan Marshall joined the coaching team. He's the outside linebacker coach. Joe Santos and Kevin Lamarck with the freshmen. Dan Kittredge, our filmographer for the Panthers, and athletic trainer Nicole Siglin. Fourth down and 15. Wilson into the middle of the Panther defense, knocked away by Anthony DeZindelet, number 10, and the Panthers will take over on downs in Westwood territory with 52 seconds to go.
That'll preserve the shutout, and that's back-to-back shutouts now for this defense against Hanover and Westwood, and nicely done by them. And of course, we talked about the offense and the offensive line and everything, and just a really nice job. Nice job by everybody. Yeah, and Tom, you're going to be getting ready to. You're not going to put the jacket away quite yet. You're going to be on the hockey rink, right?
I tell you, it's colder. Hockey is the coldest one to cover, but we're going to cover some Panther hockey games this year,
and some basketball. And want to set aside a date, December 22nd, where they're going to be honoring in basketball. Should be a doubleheader, boys and girls. Varsity teams both playing the doubleheader. They'll be honoring all the 1,000-point scorers, putting up a banner for them, and they'll be christening the new floor. The new floor in the gym is just beautiful, a new wood floor. So December 22nd, come on out and see that. If you can't make it,
if you're in the area, come on down to the Paul Rolls Fieldhouse for that exciting doubleheader and honoring the 1,000-point scorers. If you can't, we're going to have you on HCAT Live on Facebook. You won't want to miss it.
And we want to thank our team today, too. Also, they've done a great job. It takes a lot to put together the streaming video thing here, and led by Bruce Guilfoy and Don Cronin down in the truck, and Christian Boudet on one camera. And I think is that Cam Guilfoyle? On the other camera, Cam Guilfoy's on the other camera, and of course the lovely Lisa up top here, and Carlos, he's filling in for Carlos Canto, filling in for the voice, Andy Porter. And Tom, congratulations! You did a great job this year. You really did, and you're the best. You're the best at what you do by far, and I'm not kidding. I really mean that. Holliston wins today, 34-0, and been quite a season, huh?
It has been quite a season. Your final score, 34-0. Just a summary of the score. A couple of touchdowns for Brad Seymour. Billy Nash with a touchdown catch from Kevin Quinn, and then second half touchdowns. Benko with his 12th touchdown pass to Jake Armstrong, and Dylan Ibbotson going in from 14 yards out. Great overall day for the Panthers. They moved to 5-5 on the season. Westwood falls to 3-8 on the season. That will wrap it up for the 2017 football season here at HCAT TV. A little tear in the eye, of course, but we are going to continue to bring you the best wild world of Panther sports the rest of this 2017-2018 season.
Yeah, stay tuned, because in about 9 months we'll be doing a preseason football special.
Oh, I can't wait. The Thanksgiving turkey is going to taste good today with this big win here at Comedian Field. Final score 34-0. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.
Where it began, I can't begin to know, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, then spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come